All right, if you're watching on YouTube, before I left my old place, I took a photo of the background that I always recorded in, of the room that I always recorded in. I took a photo of that so I could use it for green screening. And that's what I did. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see that I've green screened myself into my old place just for some nostalgia. But what I'm going to share today, I'm just so impressed with. Maybe you've seen this already because it resulted in 20 million downloads in October alone. But this is the first time that I am seeing it, despite spending so much time on TikTok and Instagram. This is the first time that I am seeing the screaming chicken game. And I'm somebody who thinks a lot about virality and viral mechanics and making something that is inherently viral. I don't think this is going to last for very long, but I do think it can be turned into something huge if smart moves are made. To me, the screaming chicken game really reminds me of sendyourenemiesglitter.com. I think that was the URL. This is like a decade-old thing that was launched on Product Hunt and went really viral. A guy made a service where you pay an amount, you give an address, and then the dude sends glitter bombs to that address. And that went super, super viral. And then it was also turned into viral videos. People copied it and made videos pranking hackers and all sorts of stuff, or pranking thieves and all sorts of stuff with glitter bombs and stinky bombs and all these things. And the screaming chicken game is one of these things that right now is so funny. And I can't even say it's anything special. It's just a bunch of basic mechanics put together and done really well. And it resulted in 20 million downloads in October alone. The app monetizes by having tons of ads. So they're monetizing with ads, and then you can also pay to have the ads removed. And I downloaded it to try it, not because I really wanted to use it, but because I wanted to see what it was like. And the way that it works, and I'm going to share a video too if you're watching on YouTube, the way that it works is you use your voice and you're supposed to make chicken sounds. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to do that, but you can also just talk. And I think the volume of your voice and how long you hold it for, that gets the chicken to move. And if you stop speaking, then the chicken stops moving. You're kind of playing Mario with the chicken. You're jumping over obstacles, you're jumping on platforms, and your goal is to make it to the end of the level. And you control the chicken with your voice. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to make chicken sounds with your voice. But the beauty of it is that you can actually have the background removed. And so then the background is your face. And so people watch the chicken doing this platformer game and being controlled with the person's face behind the chicken as they are making these cluck cluck sounds. Here, now I've been sharing video, but if you are listening only, you'll hear someone doing clucking sounds. Here it is.
Baka, 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 baka.
And it's almost hypnotizing. The people just control the chicken with their voice, making chicken sounds. Lots of attractive people do it, so it's especially fun to watch. But it's this inherently viral mechanic that is made so perfectly for TikTok and for Instagram Reels, and it's being shared a ton. I'm going to read this very short article from Stefan Flanders, who actually wrote about me in a previous article. I shared him, I think, on episode 500 of this show. So he wrote this article, The Screaming Chicken Game. This is on indiehackers.com. The Screaming Chicken Game uses TikTok to top the game download leaderboards. A combination of silly gameplay and TikTok virality has resulted in 20 million downloads in October alone. The Screaming Chicken Game has ridden its inherently viral gameplay to claim the title of the world's most downloaded game. It's another example of the power of TikTok marketing. TikTok has quickly become the premier spot to market your consumer application. On TikTok, it's possible for a 19-year-old to earn $50,000 a month from a porn recovery app, a Zoomer who spends 4 to 8 hours per day on TikTok to scale a Spotify bedroom app to 10 million users in just 2 weeks, and a designer fresh out of college to earn $20,000 per month from a life reset app. I want to just do a quick side note. 5-10 years ago, before TikTok was huge, in order to get these numbers of users and of revenue, people were dependent on VCs and angels. We need investment in order to scale. And now you have a decent idea, or you have a good marketer behind a mediocre idea, and all you need to do is use TikTok and Instagram Reels. And you don't need VCs anymore. You don't need investment. These platforms are great. You can do bottom of funnel SEO, which I talk about all the time too. But TikTok and Instagram Reels, if you're a good marketer or if you have product market fit, it's crazy. It's crazy what people are doing. And there's a new form of product market fit, which is a product that really fits TikTok and Instagram Reels. And that's what is happening with the Screaming Chicken app. Oh, YouTube as well, because these videos also do really well on YouTube. And so people see these videos of people controlling the chicken with their voice. And then they're like, I want to play this game and I want to make these videos. And so they record themselves controlling the chicken. And then it's just this viral loop. It's beautiful. All right, so the article continues. Well, it turns out that it's also possible for a quirky indie game to become the most downloaded game in the world. That game is known as mini games. And as you can see, it's outperforming even giant incumbents like Subway Surfers. So the game, I actually thought it was called the Screaming Chicken game. It is called Mini Games. So if you want to play this game yourself, just search Mini Games on the App Store and you will find it. The game is better known as a Screaming Chicken game, and it works exactly like it sounds. You control a chicken through an obstacle course by making chicken noises. It's a hilarious concept and one that was basically guaranteed to go viral. If you read a report on TikTok marketing, you'll record, and I read that on the podcast before, I think that was episode 500, you'll recall that one of the keys to success is having a product that is inherently shareable. The idea is that if you have a naturally viral product, people will make more videos of that product, driving even more engagement to your product. It's a virtuous cycle that has rocketed apps like the Spotify Bedroom Designer verse to the top of the App Store. The Screaming Chicken game definitely fits the bill. Just look at the engagement it gets on TikTok, and then there's a screenshot shared. One video that has 76 million views, another that has 41 million views. And then another is just an old woman screaming at the chicken. It has 1.5 million views. Crazy. I think the viral mechanics, so I want to break down why I think this is so viral. Chickens, funny. Chicken noises, funny. Combining that with Mario platforming style, interesting, intriguing, different, unique. Seeing people make the chicken noises, embarrassing, self-deprecating, but also in a way that shows that you don't take yourself too seriously, which is cool, makes you cool. Really good for attractive people too. You want to see attractive people do this, but even people who aren't attractive, they can just do it in really funny ways. Just seeing people make chicken noises is funny. It has all of these elements that are just like, I've also seen apps that make people do funny poses go viral. I think that's part of the reason why TikTok was viral in the first place. You would have people ride trends by doing these quirky dances to different songs that were trending. What a crazy mechanic. And I also wonder, what else could you do this with? What other popular games could you take, or popular game mechanics can you take? Then to combine it with like some embarrassing mechanic. Maybe it's not chicken noises. Maybe it's making a certain type of funny face or something, and that controls the game. And then how do you start the marketing for it? Influencer marketing with just attractive people. I think that the Screaming Chicken game had so much product market fit for TikTok and Instagram Reels that just a few small, cheap influencer campaigns would have been enough to get the spark going for it. And then once that spark of virality starts, it keeps going and you don't have to keep paying influencers anymore. Now, what is interesting is there are so many competitors. When I searched Screaming Chicken game on the App Store, because this game is called Mini Games, it wasn't showing up number one. What was showing up number one were all these people who saw an opportunity to get their game downloaded off the back of this game using SEO, because the actual name of the app is called Mini Games. And so all of these developers were like, well, they should be called the Screaming Chicken game because that's what everybody is searching. And they're not called that. Okay, this is super easy to make. I'm going to make it myself. And they make it themselves and they call it the Screaming Chicken game, and they put their listing jammed with keywords related to the Screaming Chicken game. And these apps that have copied that other app that have just done better ASO, App Store optimization, are ranking number one for it. Basically, what is a branded keyword? The Screaming Chicken game is basically a branded keyword because it's what everybody is searching to find this product. But Mini Games doesn't show up number one. It's the developers who are smart enough to do ASO who show up number one. There's so many lessons in this. You have a developer who hit it big, but who made something crazy viral, but who also doesn't know ASO properly, App Store optimization, and then that leaves opportunities for all these other developers who do, all these other App Store developers who do. So crazy what is happening with this. And 20 million downloads in October alone, come on. And this virtuous cycle you know who wants to do this? Influencers want to do it. It's naturally has influencers wanting to use this product. It's just so cool. It's so cool. So something to think about: embarrassing product mechanics, self-deprecating, but in a way that's not too self-deprecating, so it still makes you look cool, like what the Screaming Chicken game does. I'm just so impressed by this. I was gonna share this with friends, and I'm like, wait. Before I share it with friends, let me share it on this podcast because it's something viral and it's something to share. And let's think about making stuff that people want to share. That is all for this episode. This is episode 511 of my daily digital marketing podcast, The Edward Show. I do this thing every day, 7 days a week, 511 consecutive days in a row. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. If you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, thank you so much for listening. And I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye now.